Hi guys, I was looking through the student submissions from week 4 where the topic was form and shape. So all who posted, like, great job, keep it coming. I will try and get back to everybody individually. Um, I wanted to talk about Matthew Cottrell's post because that's the biggest, it's got the most amount of layers, which I could talk about. So, like, yeah, this one goes on a few levels. So, we're gonna go from super simple to some really technical stuff. So, yeah, strap on your thinking caps and let's get into it. So, the very first thing, okay, so first here, he's got this mug. So, if we were just like, if it was just a mug, like it was just if it was just, a simple mug, with no handle, this kind of thing, it just looks like that, whatever, no problem whatsoever. So what we do is you sort of just draw your center line, right? This is the line that goes directly down the center. And again, with these ellipses, what you want is you want them to be exactly equal on both sides. So I'll just put in an ellipse here, and I'll just put in an ellipse down the bottom. Cool. And like the idea here is you want like that distance to equal that distance. So that's basically it. So if you got like a really kind of simple setup, you just want that ellipse to be kind of equal on both sides as best you can. Obviously, but you measure it out. But that's how we simply get really kind of simple thing like that. We get into like more complicated stuff when we consider this handle and getting the handle in perspective. So now we're going into stage 2. So I'll show you. Okay, so if we can think of the whole thing as, again, because a circle will fit into a square, a perfect circle will fit into a perfect square. So an ellipse will fit into a square in perspective, and a cylinder can fit into a cube, right? So basically, you draw yourself a cube, right? You got a cube, this cube out here. You divide it up. You remember to find the center point, we divide it up, like so, that kind of stuff, right? So we have something like this, right? Oh, and I divide the top and bottom, top side and the bottom face as well. So we have something that looks like that. And then we connect the sides. So again, then we connect from here to here, and we've got our ellipse. So sorry, when we've got our cylinder in perspective. So that part's all good. That's not super difficult to understand. But then when we put that that handle in perspective, again, now we try to think of it as like again, this sort of shape coming out of the coming out of the side, of the cube, right? So I'm gonna tackle the handle in its own thing completely. Okay, the third thing I want to talk about is a concept called mirroring points. So this is the handle, right? And just in plain view, right? So not in perspective, just flat. So how do we kind of put this thing in perspective, and how do we kind of find these points in perspective, all that kind of thing? So first thing we can do is like we'll consider all these points here, like that one. So we consider this point A, right? I'll consider this one, like I'll bring that over here, bring that point over there, and we'll consider this point B. Same thing here, we'll consider that one, bring it over there, consider it point C, and then this one is point D. Okay, cool. right? So first thing we're gonna do is I would put this into a box. So I would put that, draw a box around it, right? Cool. Divide it up so I can find my center point. There, there. Cool. Cool. So this right here, that's my center point, right? Okay. Let me just reduce the opacity. Cool. All right. So as we can see that point A, right? If I bring it down through the center point, so this is my center point right there. If I bring point A down through my center point, take it to that edge, all right? Cool, and then bring it back up, and we can see that it goes to point D. So yeah, no problem. Obviously, that edge goes to that edge, no problem whatsoever, right? But over here, point B, when I'm drawing it, again, over here we have this thing pre-drawn for us. But if I was just going straight, how would I find where point B is going to be? So again, I take point B and I mirror it through the center, like that. And then I bring it up, and it brings me to my point C. It's that sort of concept you gotta just learn. So for mirroring points, same sort of thing. I'll just do this real quick in another example here. Cool. Just made another example there. So I've got a box. So I've got point A there and point B there, and let's say I've got another point here, C. I'm how do I find point D? Where could it possibly be? Again, I'll just take it through the center point, take it through the center, and bring it back up, and that's D, right? So the same thing works in perspective. So if it was the same thing works in perspective. There. Cool. Yep, exact same thing. So we had A and B, and again we got a point. Again, it's obvious when it's flat, it's pretty obvious, but when it's in perspective, then we get a little tricky. So again, C, where could D be? Again, take it through the center point, bring it back up, and that's actually where that point gets mirrored. So yeah, it's a little bit trickier when you put it into perspective. Cool. If you understand that concept, we can move ahead. Okay, so to get that cup handle, so first I just draw out that box, draw a box around that box myself. Those are the hidden edges over there. So first things first is I will find my center points for both this side and that side. So again, cross that up, that sort of thing, blah 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 for both sides until I have that, right? Both sides. I'll just reduce my opacity so you can see it a bit better. Cool, cool, cool. Next thing, again, so I'm gonna just start with my top. I'll just start the top part of the handle. I'll just say that it goes there. I want all that bit to be the top part of my handle. Again, then I'll just put this through the center, right? Then bring it back that way. Cool. Right. So now I can, and then if I want to just connect the two sides, I'll just do it. So like this is that's perfect. That's the mirrored side of it. And then I'll just go. I'm trying to decide how thick I want this handle to be. I'll just say I just want it to be that thick. Bring it through, and then I'll just go over it with a bit darker detail. Right, that's basically it. So you get that sort of idea. I'm just going to reduce the opacity a bit more. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. So we've got that. That's my handle. Right. Now, again, I want to get like these points. I want to find where like these points are on, somewhere along the back. Where's the back side of these things? Where are these points? If I had X-ray vision, where would these points be? So what I do is first, yeah. Okay, so it's gonna get a little bit tricky now, so just brace yourself. So I mean, just first consider that this is the that whole area. That's the front face, and this thing in the back, that's the back face. So I'm just gonna sort of just connect all these lines to kind of see where they take me. So look at that. Right. So this point, and again, to find where it lies on that side, I just take it and I just bring it over there. I know that's where my point is there. Over here, bring that down, right? So I got that point, then I got to find out where it goes over there, so I just bring it along like that. The point there. Same sort of thing over here. This goes along there. So this point goes to there. Over here, I got to find the back side of this. So go here. There. And take it along the sides. You always go to the sides, so that goes there, there. And then there should be a back line that connects, hopefully these to there, pretty much. Yep. There to there, yep. Cool. And we can see like this side has to go, there's some sort of hidden line going through there, right? So we find it. There. Cool, that's that back line. Okay, are you still with me? All right. Now, because it's a handle, we need to start like cutting this thing, to cut this thing out. So what you do is, again, you've got to say, okay, I want the handle to maybe start curving around like this side and maybe like that side. So I want it to curve like that. Right? Cool. And so again, you take this side, find out where it's got to go to there, find out where this side has to go to there, more like that. Cool. Point, point. And so these sides have to curve as best you can. Yeah. Like that. Like that. Right? Same sort of deal. Now we bring this down to here. This has, so these have to be like directly like they have to be what's the word, symmetrical, right? And that point has to also be symmetrical down to there. So we got some points there, point there. And we can say we want it to curve again here. Bring this along to there. Right. So over here. starting to confuse myself with all these lines. But yeah, basically. And then that curves around. That curve around, and then he's got a curve. And yeah, you may not see much. Once we connect all the lines, like, yeah, that would connect there. So like in the end, like you wouldn't even see any of that curve because this line covers it all up, you know, that kind of thing. There, yeah, same sort of deal. So then we'd fill it all in. And yeah, that looks a bit easier to understand. Yeah, I hope that helped. Yeah, it's difficult to understand, so you can like rewatch the video and check it out. And I'll post like some step-by-step pictures for this as well. Yeah, I hope that helped. All right, thanks.